Visualize your soulmate and must get him, her. Visualization and Law of Attraction. Carl Jung. Dear beautiful soul, from the bottom of my heart, hope and wish you learned something from this topic. Visualize and reflect more, specifically about your soulmate love, and, thus, as the law of attraction. For the universe operates, you attract your marriage and meaningful love faster, because you deserve it. Maybe you wish to share your wisdom or experience with us. Feel free to put it in the comment section. Let's continue inspire and learning from each other. Thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe and support to keep more of such Soulmate Connect wisdom. So, why most people never attract true love? Have you ever noticed something strange? People say they want love, but when you ask them what kind of love they want, they suddenly become confused. I just want someone nice, someone loyal, someone who understands me. But deep down, they have never truly visualized the relationship they desire. And according to Carl Jung, what remains unconscious controls your life without you realizing it. That means, if your mind is unclear about love, your life becomes unclear too. The universe responds to clarity, not confusion, not desperation, not loneliness at 2 a.m. while stalking your ex on social media. Clarity. And that is exactly why so many people keep attracting the wrong soulmate. One person asks the universe for love, but secretly believes they are unworthy. Another says they want loyalty, but keeps chasing emotionally unavailable people like it's a competitive sport. And someone else keeps saying, "Why do I always attract toxic people?" Meanwhile, their subconscious mind is still emotionally renting space to someone from Arlene Yeatsy. Carl Jung believed the subconscious mind is incredibly powerful. He once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Think about that for a second. Maybe what people call bad luck in love is actually unconscious programming. Maybe the issue is not that love cannot find you. Maybe the issue is that your energy keeps sending mixed signals. The law of attraction is not magic, it is alignment. Now let's be honest. Some people hear law of attraction and immediately imagine a person sitting on a mountain whispering, "Universe, deliver my soulmate by Amazon Prime tomorrow." That is not how this works. The law of attraction is not about wishing. It is about becoming. The universe responds to your dominant energy, your beliefs, your emotional patterns, your self-worth, your expectations. If deep down you believe, "Love always leaves me," then, even when a good person enters your life, your fear may sabotage the relationship before it grows. You might overthink texts, panic when they reply late, assume they are losing interest because they took a nap. Suddenly, you become a private FBI investigator over a simple scene 2 hours ago. Funny, but true. This is why Carl Jung's wisdom matters so much in relationships. He believed we attract people who mirror parts of ourselves, especially the hidden parts. That means your soulmate is not just someone attractive. Your soulmate is someone who activates growth, someone who reflects your wounds, your strengths, your fears, and your deepest desires. Sometimes people say, "I want my soulmate," but they are emotionally unavailable themselves. That's like opening a restaurant and putting a giant sign outside saying, "Sorry, we are emotionally closed. Be specific about your soulmate wishes." This is where most people fail. They are vague, and vague energy creates vague results. Imagine ordering food at a restaurant and telling the waiter, "Bring me something." The waiter would stare at you like you escaped from another planet. But somehow, people do this with love all the time. They say, "I just want somebody." No, be specific. What kind of energy do you want? Peaceful? Supportive? Playful? Emotionally mature? Someone who communicates honestly? Someone who inspires growth? Someone who laughs at your terrible jokes instead of reporting them to society? Be specific, because your subconscious mind needs a clear picture, and visualization is powerful because the brain cannot fully distinguish between deeply imagined experiences and real emotional experiences. That means when you visualize love clearly, you begin emotionally preparing for it. You stop operating from lack. You stop chasing. You stop begging. You start aligning. Visualization changes your energy. Now, listen carefully. Visualization is not pretending. It is training your inner world. Athletes use visualization. Successful entrepreneurs use visualization. Actors use visualization. Even nervous people rehearse imaginary arguments in the shower and somehow still lose the argument. The mind is always visualizing something. The question is, are you visualizing fear or love? Because many people unknowingly visualize failure every day. What if they reject me? What if nobody loves me? What if I end up alone with 17 cats? And suddenly, the subconscious mind treats fear like instructions. Carl Jung understood that imagination has creative power. Your inner world influences your outer world. So if you constantly imagine abandonment, betrayal, rejection, and heartbreak, your energy becomes defensive. But when you visualize healthy love, peaceful connection, emotional safety, mutual respect, your entire energy shifts. You become calmer, more confident, more magnetic, not because you are forcing love, but because you are finally emotionally available for it. The funny truth about soulmates. Now, let's make something clear. Your soulmate is not a magical wizard descending from the clouds while romantic music plays in the background. Sometimes your soulmate may arrive while you look absolutely terrible. Maybe wearing old sweatpants. Maybe buying snacks at midnight. Maybe arguing with customer service. Because your pizza arrived looking emotionally damaged. Life is funny like that. People imagine soulmate connections as perfect movie scenes. But real soulmate energy feels natural, comfortable, safe. It feels like peace instead of emotional chaos. And this is important because many people confuse intensity with love. Carl Jung warned about projection. Projection happens when we place fantasies onto people instead of seeing who they truly are. That's why some people fall in love after one conversation and already imagine baby names, wedding colors, and matching vacation outfits. Meanwhile, the other person only asked, "Do you know where the bathroom is?" Relax. Real love grows naturally. A soulmate connection is not obsession. It is alignment. Your self-worth attracts your relationships. Here is a hard truth. You cannot consistently attract healthy love while secretly believing you are unlovable. The subconscious mind always wins. This is why self-love matters. Not fake self-love, where someone posts, "I know my worth," then cries for 6 hours because someone left them on red. Real self-love means emotional stability, boundaries, self-respect, inner peace. Carl Jung believed healing begins when we face ourselves honestly. And many people avoid this because healing is uncomfortable. It forces you to ask difficult questions. Why do I chase unavailable people? Why do I fear abandonment? Why do I settle for less? Why do I ignore red flags just because someone is attractive? Sometimes people see one nice smile and suddenly forget every warning sign known to humanity. The universe is not punishing you. It may simply be teaching you self-worth. So here is the truth. If you want to attract your soulmate, you must first become emotionally aligned with the love you seek. Visualize clearly. Be specific. Stop operating from fear. Stop begging for love. Stop chasing people who give mixed signals and call it chemistry. Chemistry without peace is chaos. And chaos is not soulmate energy. Carl Jung understood something powerful. Your outer world reflects your inner world. So if you want different relationships, you must create a different inner reality first. Visualize love. Feel worthy of love. Prepare emotionally for love. And most importantly, become the kind of person your future soulmate can trust. Because, maybe, at this very moment, your soulmate is also searching for you. And the universe is waiting for both of you to finally align. Relationship again and again. Have you ever noticed how some people keep dating the same person, just with a different face, different name, different haircut, same emotional disaster? One relationship ends, and suddenly another arrives carrying the exact same red flags, like they bought them from the same store. Why does this happen? Why people attract the same relationships, aging and again? Carl Jung believed that unresolved patterns repeat themselves until they become conscious. In simple words, if you do not heal your inner world, your outer world keeps repeating the lesson. That means many people are not attracting soulmates. They are attracting familiar emotional patterns. And familiar does not always mean healthy. Sometimes people mistake emotional chaos for passion because chaos feels familiar to their nervous system. A peaceful relationship feels boring to someone addicted to emotional confusion. That's why some people say, "He was too nice. She was too calm." there was no spark. No spark or no emotional roller coaster? There is a difference. Many people grew up around stress, inconsistency, or emotional distance. So, subconsciously, they begin associating love with anxiety. If someone texts back slowly, they panic. If someone is kind, they become suspicious. If someone genuinely loves them, they feel uncomfortable. The subconscious mind always chooses what feels familiar, even when it hurts. This is why visualization matters. Because when you consistently imagine healthy love, your mind slowly begins accepting peace as normal. The dangerous power of desperation. Now, let's talk about something important. Desperation. The universe can feel desperation the same way dogs can smell fear. And desperation pushes love away faster than almost anything else. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who desperately wanted a relationship? Within 5 minutes, they were already asking, "So, where do you see this going?" Relax, detective. The conversation just started. Desperation creates pressure. Pressure creates fear. And fear blocks natural connection. Carl Jung believed that people often search outside themselves for what is missing inside themselves. That means some people are not searching for love. They are searching for emotional rescue, someone to save them, someone to fix their loneliness, someone to heal their insecurities. But no relationship can permanently heal self-rejection. That work begins within. Your soulmate is not supposed to complete you like missing furniture. From a broken table, a healthy soulmate. Relationship happens when two emotionally growing people meet and support each other's journey. Not when two emotionally exhausted people use each other as emergency therapy. That never ends well. The universe responds to your identity. This is powerful. Most people focus on attracting, but very few focus on becoming. And this changes everything. Because the law of attraction is deeply connected to identity, what you repeatedly believe about yourself becomes your emotional signal to the world. If deep down you believe, "I always get abandoned," you may unconsciously choose people who confirm that belief. Not because the universe hates you, but because the subconscious mind seeks evidence for what it already believes. This is why some people ignore good partners and chase emotionally unavailable people instead. Their subconscious mind says, "This feels familiar." Carl Jung called this the shadow, the hidden emotional patterns inside us that secretly influence our choices. And sometimes, your shadow chooses your relationships before your conscious mind even understands what is happening. That's why people sometimes say, "I don't know why I'm attracted to toxic people." Your conscious mind may want peace, but your unhealed emotional patterns may still crave emotional chaos. That is why healing matters before manifestation. Because if you manifest from insecurity, you may attract lessons instead of love. Visualize the feeling, not just the person. Now this is extremely important. When visualizing your soulmate, do not only focus on appearance. Yes, attraction matters. Of course, you are human. But physical appearance alone cannot sustain love. Eventually, real life appears. Bills appear. Stress appears. Morning breath appears. And suddenly, the relationship needs emotional depth. So instead of only visualizing a face, visualize the feeling. How does your soulmate relationship feel? Safe? Supportive? Warm? Peaceful? Fun? Emotionally secure? Imagine waking up next to someone who genuinely respects you, someone who listens, someone who chooses honesty over games, someone who brings peace instead of confusion. That emotional energy matters more than superficial fantasy, because many people ask for beauty, then accidentally attract emotional nightmares wearing expensive perfume. Be careful what you prioritize. Why some people block their own soulmate. This part may hurt a little, but it is necessary. Sometimes people pray for love, while emotionally preparing for disappointment. They expect betrayal before the relationship even begins, and this creates invisible resistance. For example, someone receives a loving message and immediately overthinks it. They probably send this to everyone. Someone gets treated kindly and becomes suspicious. They must want something. Someone experiences emotional consistency and suddenly loses interest because there is not enough drama. The mind becomes addicted to emotional struggle. Carl Jung believed healing requires awareness. You must notice your own patterns honestly, not judge yourself. Just observe yourself. Ask, why do I fear healthy love? Why do I run when someone genuinely cares? Why do I confuse unpredictability with excitement? Because many people are not afraid of being hurt. They are afraid of being truly seen. Real intimacy is terrifying for wounded people because healthy love removes emotional masks, the funny side of manifestation. Now, let's laugh for a moment. Some people try manifestation in the funniest ways possible. They write, "My soulmate is coming." Then, 5 minutes later, they cry over someone who clearly belongs. In the life lessons category, 1 minute, I trust the universe. Next minute, let me check their Instagram followers for clues. Relax. The universe is probably exhausted. Manifestation is not obsession. It is trust. You do not need to control every detail. You do not need to panic every time life feels uncertain. Sometimes the delay is preparation. And honestly, if the universe gave some people their soulmate immediately, they would scare them away within 2 business days. Growth matters. Emotional maturity matters. Timing matters. The universe is not only preparing your soulmate for you, it may also be preparing you for your soulmate. Carl Jung and the soulmate connection. Carl Jung believed people unconsciously search for missing parts of themselves through relationships. This does not mean your soulmate completes you. It means relationships reveal hidden parts of your soul. A true soulmate connection often triggers transformation, growth, healing, awareness, sometimes even painful self-discovery. Because real love forces honesty. It exposes insecurity, fear, ego, control, attachment. but it also awakens compassion, courage, vulnerability, and emotional depth. That is why soulmate relationships feel spiritually powerful, not because they are perfect, but because they transform you. You must become the energy you seek. If you want loyalty, become loyal to yourself. If you want honesty, be honest with yourself. If you want emotional peace, create peace within yourself first. Many people ask the universe for emotionally mature love while behaving emotionally unavailable themselves. That is like applying for a job while refusing to attend work. Energy must align. The relationship you desire begins with the identity you build now. So stop asking, "Where is my soulmate?" and start asking, "Am I emotionally ready for the relationship I desire?" Because when your inner world changes, your entire reality begins changing too. The law of attraction is not about forcing love. It is about alignment. Your soulmate is not attracted only by your appearance. They are attracted by your energy, your peace, your confidence, your emotional truth. Carl Jung understood that unconscious beliefs shape our lives. So, if you want soulmate love, you must first heal the beliefs that say you are unworthy of it. Visualize clearly, believe deeply, trust the process, and stop chasing emotionally unavailable people like it is an Olympic event. The right connection will not destroy your peace. It will deepen it, because soulmate energy does not feel like constant anxiety. It feels like coming home. Why the universe sometimes delays love. One of the hardest things in life is waiting, especially waiting for love. People can wait calmly for food delivery. They can wait patiently for a phone upgrade. But waiting for a soulmate? Suddenly, every day feels like emotional warfare. You start questioning everything. Why hasn't love arrived yet? Did the universe forget about me? Is my soulmate stuck in traffic somewhere? Relax. Sometimes delays are protection, and sometimes delays are preparation. Carl Jung believed life naturally pushes us toward growth and wholeness, but growth often happens during seasons of loneliness. Not because you are abandoned, but because you are being developed. Think about it. What if your soulmate had entered your life 5 years ago? Would you have been emotionally ready? Or would you have ruined the relationship because of insecurity, fear, jealousy, or emotional immaturity? Many people ask for soulmate love while still carrying emotional habits that destroy connection. Avoidance. Fear of vulnerability. Trust. Issues so strong they could qualify for military training. The universe sometimes delays relationships because emotional preparation matters. A healthy relationship entered too early can still fail. Timing is powerful. The difference between loneliness and solitude. Now, this is important. There is a huge difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness says, "I am incomplete without someone." Solitude says, "I am growing while waiting." That difference changes everything. Carl Jung spent much of his life studying the inner world. He understood that silence and self-reflection reveal hidden truths about ourselves. But modern society fears solitude. People become uncomfortable being alone for 10 minutes. The moment silence appears, they open social media, text random people, or suddenly decide their ex wasn't that bad. No, your ex did not magically transform into a spiritual healer overnight. You are just uncomfortable with emptiness. And many people enter relationships not because of love, but because they fear being alone with themselves. That is dangerous. Because when you fear solitude, you become emotionally easy to manipulate. You tolerate disrespect just to avoid loneliness. You settle for confusion because silence scares you more. But healing changes this when you learn to enjoy your own company. You stop begging for attention. You stop chasing validation. And strangely enough, that confidence becomes magnetic. Your soulmate is attracted to your authentic self. Here is a funny truth. Many people want unconditional love while pretending to be someone else. They hide their personality, hide their emotions, hide their interests, hide their weirdness. Meanwhile, their soulmate cannot even recognize them. Imagine your soulmate searching for you while you are busy acting like someone from a fake motivational Instagram page. Exhausting. Carl Jung talked deeply about something called the persona. The persona is the mask people wear to gain acceptance. And many relationships fail because two personas meet instead of two authentic souls. One person pretends to be emotionally tough. The other pretends to be perfectly confident. Meanwhile, both secretly cry while watching emotional dog videos online. Real connection begins when masks fall. Your soulmate is not searching for a perfect robot. They are searching for someone real, someone emotionally honest, someone human, someone alive. And honestly, your weariness may be exactly what makes someone fall in love with you. Maybe your soulmate will adore your terrible dancing. Maybe they will laugh at your strange midnight snack combinations. Maybe they will find comfort in the parts of yourself you once tried to hide. Authenticity creates connection. Pretending creates performance, and performance becomes exhausting. Stop chasing people who give mixed signals. Now, let's discuss something millions of people desperately need to hear. Mixed signals are not soulmate energy. Confusion is not romance. If someone truly values you, their actions will not constantly leave you emotionally confused. One day, they act interested. Next day, they disappear like a magician. Then suddenly return with, "Hey, stranger." No, that is not destiny. That is inconsistency. And some people become addicted to chasing emotionally unavailable people because uncertainty creates emotional intensity. Carl Jung understood that humans often project fantasy onto unavailable people. We imagine their potential instead of accepting reality. Someone ignores you for 3 days, then sends, "Sorry, busy," and suddenly your brain creates a romantic movie soundtrack. Why? Because fantasy is powerful. But fantasy is not connection. A soulmate connection brings emotional clarity, not constant anxiety, not emotional guessing games, not detective-level overthinking. Healthy love feels safe, and many people are unfamiliar with safety because chaos became normal to them. That is why healing matters. The energy of trust. The law of attraction is deeply connected to trust, not forced control. Trust. And trust is difficult because humans want certainty. We want guarantees. We want proof. But the universe does not always reveal the entire path immediately. Sometimes life says, take the first step first. Think about planting a seed. You do not scream at the ground every morning, demanding instant flowers. Well, hopefully not. You trust the process. Love works similarly. Visualization plants emotional seeds inside the subconscious mind. But growth still requires patience. Carl Jung believed transformation takes time, and many people interrupt their own growth because they panic too early. The moment life becomes uncertain, they assume manifestation failed. No, sometimes things are rearranging behind the scenes. Sometimes people leave your life because they are blocking your future growth. Sometimes rejection protects you from relationships that would have emotionally destroyed your peace. But humans rarely see this immediately. At first, rejection feels painful. Later, it feels necessary. And, eventually, it sometimes feels hilarious. You look back and think, I almost ruined my mental health over that person? Growth changes perspective. WHY, self-love, attracts healthier relationships. Self-love is not arrogance. It is emotional responsibility. And honestly, many people misunderstand this completely. Self-love is not posting inspirational quotes while accepting terrible treatment in private. Self-love means setting boundaries, walking away from disrespect, protecting your peace, choosing people who value you consistently. Carl Jung believed healing begins when we stop abandoning ourselves. And many people abandon themselves in relationships constantly. They ignore intuition, ignore red flags, ignore emotional exhaustion, all because they fear losing someone. But losing yourself is far more dangerous than losing a relationship. Read that again. Your soulmate should not require you to betray your self-respect. Healthy love supports your growth. It does not destroy your identity. The universe responds to emotional clarity. Now, let's return to visualization. Visualization works because emotion creates energetic focus. When you clearly imagine healthy love, your subconscious mind begins reorganizing your behavior. You become more confident, more emotionally available, more aware of unhealthy patterns. You stop settling for less because your inner standards change. This is powerful because the universe often responds through opportunities, intuition, timing, and alignment. But many people miss these opportunities because they are emotionally distracted by the wrong people. Sometimes your soulmate may already be near you, but your attention is trapped in old emotional patterns. That is why healing your inner world matters so much. Carl Jung's deepest lesson about love. One of Carl Jung's greatest teachings was this: what you resist not only persists, but will grow in size. If you avoid healing insecurity, it grows. If you avoid loneliness, it controls you. If you avoid self-worth, you unconsciously seek relationships that confirm your pain. But when you face yourself honestly, everything changes. Because soulmate love is not just about attraction. Your soulmate is not attracted to desperation. They are attracted to authenticity, to emotional truth. So stop chasing people who confuse you. Stop forcing connections that drain your spirit. And stop believing your worth depends on someone choosing you. The universe may still be preparing both of you. And while waiting, focus on becoming emotionally strong, peaceful, and genuine, because the strongest manifestation energy is not obsession. It is alignment. Visualize clearly. Trust deeply. Heal honestly. The love you seek may already be moving toward you, the moment you finally become ready to receive it. WHY self-love attracts healthier relationships. Self-love is not arrogance. It is emotional responsibility. And honestly, many people misunderstand this completely. Self-love is not posting inspirational quotes while accepting terrible treatment in private. Self-love means setting boundaries, walking away from disrespect, protecting your peace, choosing people who value you consistently. Carl Jung believed healing begins when we stop abandoning ourselves. And many people abandon themselves in relationships constantly. They ignore intuition, ignore red flags, ignore emotional exhaustion, all because they fear losing someone. But losing yourself is far more dangerous than losing a relationship. Read that again. Your soulmate should not require you to betray your self-respect. Healthy love supports your growth. It does not destroy your identity. The universe responds to emotional clarity. Now, let's return to visualization. Visualization works because emotion creates energetic focus. When you clearly imagine healthy love, your subconscious mind begins reorganizing your behavior. You become more confident, more emotionally available, more aware of unhealthy patterns. You stop settling for less because your inner standards change. This is powerful because the universe often responds through opportunities, intuition, timing, and alignment. But many people miss these opportunities because they are emotionally distracted by the wrong people. Sometimes your soulmate may already be near you, but your attention is trapped in old emotional patterns. That is why healing your inner world matters so much. Carl Jung's deepest lesson about love. One of Carl Jung's greatest teachings was this: what you resist not only persists, but will grow in size. If you avoid healing insecurity, it grows. If you avoid loneliness, it controls you. If you avoid self-worth, you unconsciously seek relationships that confirm your pain. But when you face yourself honestly, everything changes. Because soulmate love is not just about attraction. Your soulmate is not attracted to desperation. They are attracted to authenticity, to emotional truth. So stop chasing people who confuse you. Stop forcing connections that drain your spirit. And stop believing your worth depends on someone choosing you. The universe may still be preparing both of you. And while waiting, focus on becoming emotionally strong, peaceful, and genuine, because the strongest manifestation energy is not obsession. It is alignment. Visualize clearly. Trust deeply. Heal honestly. The love you seek may already be moving toward you, the moment you finally become ready to receive it. In conclusion, at the end of the day, the greatest love story always begins within yourself. Not with chasing, not with begging, not with forcing someone to stay, but with becoming emotionally aligned with the love you desire. Carl Jung believed that the outer world reflects the inner world. That means your relationships often mirror your beliefs, fears, emotional wounds, and self-worth. So, if you truly want soulmate love, you must first create peace within yourself. You must become conscious of your patterns, your fears, your emotional habits, your hidden insecurities, because the universe responds to energy more than words. You cannot continuously think, "I am not enough," and expect to attract healthy love naturally. The subconscious mind always listens. That is why visualization is so powerful. When you clearly see your soulmate relationship in your mind, when you emotionally feel it as already real, when you stop operating from desperation and begin operating from trust, your energy changes. And when your energy changes, your reality slowly begins changing too. But remember this carefully. Manifestation is not magic. It is alignment. The universe is not a food delivery app where you order a soulmate by midnight. Growth matters. Timing matters. Healing matters. Sometimes the universe delays love because it is protecting you from relationships you are not emotionally ready for yet. And honestly, some people ask for soulmate love while still texting people who treat them like optional background characters. No, stop doing that. A soulmate connection should not constantly drain your peace. Real love does not leave you confused every day. Real love does not force you to abandon yourself. Real love feels safe, natural, respectful, alive. And most importantly, healthy love begins when you stop settling for emotional chaos. Carl Jung understood something deeply important. People attract relationships that reflect their inner state. So if you want different love, you must become different emotionally. Heal your self-worth. Learn boundaries. Protect your peace. Choose authenticity over pretending. Choose growth over obsession. Choose emotional maturity over temporary attention. And please, stop ignoring giant red flags just because someone has a nice smile. A beautiful face cannot heal emotional dysfunction. Your soulmate is not searching for perfection. They are searching for truth, for real connection, for emotional safety, for someone who is growing spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. That is why your own healing journey matters so much. Every time you choose self-respect, you align with healthier love. Every time you stop chasing unavailable people, you create space for genuine connection. Every time you visualize your future with hope instead of fear, you strengthen your emotional energy. And maybe right now, somewhere in this world, your soulmate is also healing, also growing, also learning difficult lessons about love, also preparing emotionally for the moment your paths finally cross. The universe works in ways people cannot always see immediately. Sometimes rejection is redirection. Sometimes endings are preparation. Sometimes delays are protection. And sometimes the person you cried over was simply a lesson preparing you for someone better. One day you may look back and laugh. I almost destroyed my peace for that person? Growth changes everything. So trust the process. Trust your journey. Trust your healing. Visualize clearly. Be specific about the love you desire. See your soulmate connection as already possible. And most importantly, become the kind of person your future soulmate would feel safe loving. Because the energy you create today may shape the love story you experience tomorrow. And remember this forever. You do not attract what you merely want. You attract what you consistently believe you deserve. So believe in healthy love. Believe in peace. Believe in your worth. And believe that the universe may already be guiding your soulmate toward you at exactly the right time. Now, we have come to the end of our soulmate visualization learning. Dear beautiful soul, thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe and support to keep more of such Soulmate Connect wisdom. From the bottom of my heart, hope and wish you learned something about visualization for your soulmate love. Reflect on how to use this knowledge to connect you to your soulmate, because you deserve the deepest, meaningful love and relationships. Again, thanks, and kindly subscribe. Maybe you wish to share your wisdom or experience with us? Free to put it in the comment section. Let's continue inspire and learning from each other.